Hey everybody, welcome back to Art a la Carte, and I'm opening up another Smart Art box. I'm going to try to do this with zero editing. We're going to see how this works because, girl, I'm running out of time. I need to get this one done because I already have another one waiting, and then I just got notification that my third box is on its way. So I'm a little behind. Anyway, let's open it. Let's open and see what is inside. We get to explore this together. So greeting us is the orange tissue. And as we open up our box, we have, please be something simple. All right, we have a notification and a little note inside. Looks like they had a substitution, so they're just letting us know that there's something different from posted here and here, but we'll figure that out in a minute. Let's see, this is textile arts. Textile art is one of the oldest art forms in human civilization, originally not focused on looks, but for practical purposes such as clothing and blankets to keep warm. Then it tells us all the stuff that they put in the box, and then give us some examples. But I like to look first before I read, so it doesn't like ruin the surprise. So the first thing I'm seeing here is, it almost feels like a fabric, like a patch or something. And it's like this denim fabric, but it's got this plastic on the back. So I'll have to read to see if these are patches. Wouldn't that be fun to like design your own patches? Wonder if that's what we get to do. All right, next there is a montage of things, but of course we have our delicious little sucker. I don't know what flavor it is. I'm afraid it's like banana. Oh, no, it's mango, which is good. I like mango. All right. We have this little guy. Looks like it came out of his little box. So it's a textile plus fabric paint in color of green. Oh, snappity snaps. Snip, snap, everyone. Then we have white of fabric paint. We have kind of a vermilion red, kind of an orangey red. A yellow, black, blue. So good, nice. We have all the primary colors plus green and black and white. So there we go. Then we have here fashion liner fabric paint. So this looks like it's like in a tube maybe. I think I opened it wrong. Yeah, looks like it's in a, ooh, it's already open, ready to go. No prime in that puppy. And then we have fashion shimmer textile fabric spray. Ooh, it's gonna be messy. We have two brushes. I love getting brushes because I am a brush collector, and these are cool because I got this kind of little edge thing to them. So we have a little angle brush, and looks like a round, size 6. And these are the brand from Royal. So, there we go. Nice, I like a size 6 brush. We have our textile sticker. I should have I've been sticking them around my studio. I don't throw these away, but I should have gotten a sketchbook and just lined all these stickers up. It'd be kind of fun to have a collection of the Smart Art stickers. Last but not least, we have a fun little stencil. I have quite a few stencils that I've gotten through different Smart Art boxes. Yeah. All right. Now that that's over, let's read and find out what everything is about and find out what they had to substitute. So in here, we should have gotten the Marabou textile fabric paints, which are these lovelies. I love all of them. Bada boom, bada boom. We should have gotten the Marabou Fashion Shimmer Spray right here. The Marabou Fashion Liner right here. The Marabou Stencil Primrose, which is right here. The Royal Paintbrushes Bluesy 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 Bluesy, these two right there. And then the Crafters Companion Denim Sheet Pack, which is these guys right here. So this includes 3 different denim shades in a variety of includes 3, why we edit things. Includes 3 different denim shades for a variety of project opportunities. Perfect for getting used to textile
plus paintings, test your materials, and projects. Great for final project pieces and study works. These sheets will give you the opportunity to test your textile skills before moving on to bigger projects.
I just want to know if you can use them for something. I mean, of course surely you could, but okay. What did they substitute? All right, so instead, the paintbrushes are slightly different. So originally they said we would get a round 4 and we got a round 6, and an angular 3/8 and we got an angular 1/2. So they're just slightly different sizes, but hey, I think that's great. Let's move on to kind of figuring out what they would want us to do. I like to look at the instructions. I generally don't follow them. Like, I don't try to make this exact project. I like to make my own thing, but it's fun to see how they use the materials. It gives me a good idea on what I want to do for my own piece. So, heat seal the design by ironing each paint section from the front through a thin cloth. Congratulations, your textile is complete. So we have to iron this on. Okay, I'm glad I read the last step. Shirts, hats, shoes, and more. Okay, read this. Glad I did, because at the end of painting and doing all this, we have to set it with heat. I wouldn't have thought of that. So always read the directions. They also say that, so these we can use as practice, but the paints can be put on any kind of shirts or hats or shoes. Not that I can go to the store and buy a pair of shoes, but how fun would that be to like paint my own shoes and decorate those. But let's go ahead and see what we can do. All right, I'm going to use this piece of cardboard to create on. And we have to decide, do we want dark, light, or darkest? So it looks like there's 2 of each. Oh, this is much thicker feeling than these. Let's go with the medium one first. See what that one's like. Okay, so let's move these guys over here just a little bit. So they say the first step is to use the shimmer spray with the decal thing here. So let's put this. I kind of wish it was backwards, like that I could make the flower this color, but we'll do what we can do. All right. That's cool. It like comes out super red, and then as it dries, I don't know if you guys are seeing this, it kind of turns like this pearlescent look. So okay, there's a bit of a smell, not super bad, but definitely want to open a window. All right, so we let that just set for a second. That's a lot of paint. I'm going to use the little back side of this. There we go. I was going to put that right on top of there. Yeah. Just to help this dry, I'm going to use my blow dryer to kind of dry it up a little bit. So it's interesting that, and just maybe it's just more paint got into those spots, but those like here are just a little bit darker. And there's like, just like this one. So maybe the main spray hit there. I don't know what caused it to do that. It's kind of cool looking though. Okay, now what do I want to do with this? feeling yellow. Ooh, there's a really thick paint. All right, I think I'm just gonna embellish some of these leaves. I'm gonna make these the petals, and then behind there I'm gonna make them the leaves. So I'm hoping for kind of like a little folk art look to it. It's really thick. I've never painted with fabric. I've done I did something once with a pillowcase, and it was the squeezy tubes. But as far as like painting on fabric, I've never done it before. So this is kind of fun. So the paint is translucent, so it's not super, you can kind of see through it a little bit. Let me zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing. I think it'd be something you'd have to work up your layers to get a really even coat. See, that's the only thing I'm not super thrilled about, is kind of gloppy looking, and I don't know if it's going to finish looking gloppy. This is why I like that they give you a lot to practice with. So if you were to paint or create something on fabric, what would you choose? Hat, shoes, shirt, scarf? I've always been one who's wanted to design my own patches, like fabric patches. I've even contemplated for a little while getting like a fabric patch making machine. It's kind of expensive because it goes through a lot of threads to make a patch. And thread is not actually very cheap. But I think that'd be fun. I know that it's really popular right now to have metal charms and pins and stuff like that. I think patches should be the new fun thing. Because they're so versatile. And with pins, I love pins, but I always have to put them on my pin board because I'm too afraid to put them on like my backpack or something, because I'm so afraid that I'll lose it. But with a patch, you could just sew that puppy on there. Bam! So far, I'm not feeling this. It's just either I'm not doing it right. Not doing it right. It just feels a little gloppy. But we'll keep at it. I've seen beautiful work done in painting on fabric, so I know there's a knack to it, a skill. And with every skill out there, you have to understand that it takes time to learn it. It's not something that even just reading a little pamphlet is going to teach you. It's not like a recipe for something that you put this and this and this together and you get a chocolate cake. Art, just like sports, just like learning music, most of the time is a result of a lot of practice. The more effort you put into it, the more you get out of it. Now, this white is fabulous. I love it. Super smooth and has a really good coverage. If that yellow could be that consistency, I would be way happier. And I love how it pops on this color. That's the only problem with these types of videos, is I get focused on them and then I stop talking. It feels like when I do my live streams, I haven't done a live stream in a long time because my internet has been really kind of weak lately, and I just don't think it could hold up to doing a live stream very well. And there's nothing worse than watching a live stream that keeps freezing on you, or is not in sync, or whatever, all the different things that happen when your internet isn't working well. Especially right now, with everyone staying at home as much as possible. A lot of people are online right now, and that can make it a little bit challenging. I feel like I just want to put like a little teardrop at the end of each one of these, just to I know the instructions said to plan out your design. I'm not planning it out too well. I'm just going for it. It's just such an easy way to make a teardrop. So you get your paint on your brush and you have it kind of smoothed out to a bit of a point, and then you lay that point. Let me zoom in so you guys can really see what I'm doing. Ooh, that's really close. Hi! So you lay your brush down right at the point where you want that teardrop to be the thinnest. And see, I have it, the paintbrush directed away. And then as I lay it down, I just add a little bit more pressure, and see as it kind of comes down, and then I lift up and I leave a little teardrop. Let's try that again. Go, add a little bit more paint. Are you in there? Nope. Where are you? There you are. That's fun. I want to keep going with this white, but I'm going to check out these other colors. So I'll rinse my brush off. Alright, I don't think black is going to show up very well, but you know, hey, let's try it out. We'll see if we can darken something in. Helps if I use the right side of the paintbrush. Let's darken these back parts of these leaves in. Add a little bit of depth back there. I guess you can kind of see it. And again, this one is nice and smooth. For some reason, just that yellow so far was a little bit wimpy. Yeah, I'm liking these paints a lot more. I think it was just that one yellow that was kind of discouraging me. That's why it's important not to give up. And know that when you make a mistake or it doesn't turn out the way you want, it still has value because you've learned something from it. It always kind of amuses me. I read comments and people have tried one of my tutorials and they just give up right in the comments. I tried it and it didn't turn out. Well, try it again and again and again and again. If you really want to learn something, don't be quick to give up on it. Keep at it. Because even the very first videos that I posted almost 10 years ago, I had been drawing for 25 years before I started posting those. So, not very many shortcuts to take in arts and sports and music. That's what gives them their value. It's because it takes a lot of you. I get questions from people asking how do they price their artwork when they go to sell it. And the first thing you look at is how much does it cost you to make the art that you're doing. You know, the cost of the paints and the canvas and, you know, the tools that you use. And then ask yourself, how much time did you put into it? Did you put in, you know, half an hour to draw that picture, or did you put in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks? Or so you think about that, give yourself a wage. but also take into the consideration, how long have you been honing your skill? Have you been working at your art for years? Have you gone to school for it? Have you taken lessons for it? That has value and something to take into consideration. Something to think about. All right, I have a pattern. I'm afraid I'm going to mess this pattern up. Oh, I gotta think. Keep focused. But even if I mess the pattern up, it'll just be one of those things like, something's different about this picture. Can you see what's wrong? I know several of my friends who can do that. They're really good at finding the small inconsistencies in something. All right, let's try this red next. There feels like there's so much red in here, but this is a different shade of red. It's kind of that orangey-ish red. So I feel it'll kind of stand out just a wee bit more. This one a little bit like the yellow, not as bad as the yellow as far as kind of the coverage is a little bit weaker. We don't see it too bad because we're kind of covering over a reddish tone with a reddish color, so. Yeah, the only one I'm kind of disappointed in is the yellow, because even as you can see as it's drying, I guess, it's not vibrant. Like this white is so vibrant. So I'm wondering if I paint white and then let that dry and then paint yellow over top of it, if that would work. Options. All right, last color there to test out is this green. Will it be vibrant or will it be like the yellow? Give your guesses in the comment section below. Let's do these leaves. Hopefully it's so far so good. Not too bad. I always love to know how you guys would use these art supplies, what you would create with them. Would you stick with everything that they gave you? Would you use this stencil, or would you just jump in and do your own thing? Would you follow the design in the book exactly the way they do it? I know there's some artists that love to do that, and then some artists that can't stand following a set design or pattern. They gotta break from the mold, do their own thing. I say whatever allows you to enjoy the process is the best option, because that's what art initially is something you should do because it makes you happy. There's no rules with art because it's a personal thing. I mean, there's rules like, you make sure yellow and you're blue, you're gonna get green. But I don't really think of those as rules. I just think of them as cause and effect. If you do this, you're gonna get this. Doesn't mean that you have to paint the sky blue and the grass green. You could have a green sun and a yellow sky and a blue grass. I don't care. I think it's wonderful. I kind of like the crazy art that goes against the grain. I remember the first time I I colored a coloring page and I didn't use traditional hair color. I colored pink or blue or something, and it was a very freeing moment in my young childhood art. All right, so we've done all the colors. I want to test this out a little bit. So ooh, this just goes so nice and smooth. Loving it. I kind of don't want to do any more because I'm afraid of messing it up. There. So there we go. We have rolling art supplies. We've tested everything out except for this angled brush. I just didn't have anything that I wanted to smooth out. You would use this if you wanted to come in here and kind of smooth things out a little bit. But we used the spray, which I like. I don't know. I mean, this would be good in mixed media pieces. I think I'll keep that in my supplies. So fabric paint, it's cool. I don't know that I would like jump in and buy more of this, but I do have extra ones of these. So I'll probably, you know, play around with it a little bit. It's a fun thing to have. Not a medium that I would have initially tried out for myself. Love this. This is great. I do need to finish this off by letting it dry and then ironing it. They say put a cloth over top of it and then iron it for a minute or so to get it nice heated, and then it sets and it won't peel off, I guess. I want to see if after I do that, if I can cut this out a little bit and make it into a patch. So I'm not going to show that in this video because I don't know how long it's going to take for this to dry completely. And I want to get this video posted as soon as I can. But if you want to see if that turns out, I will post it on my Instagram page. So I will leave a link down to my social media. You can follow me Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I really post mostly on Instagram, just letting you know. But if you want to see how that turns out, big thanks to Smart Art Box for sending me these art supplies, letting me try it out, being a faithful sponsor of this channel. I really, really appreciate them. It's fun to get new things to try out from my normal comfort zone of art. Doesn't mean I have to do this all the time, but it's good for us to try some new things every once in a while. I do have another Smart Art Box that I'm going to probably open up and play around with. So if you'd like to see that video, make sure to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out. If you already are a subscriber, hit that notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Coming up soon is chapter 3 of the Choose Your Own Adventure story that we're doing. So that's been super fun. Anyway, guys, stay safe. God bless you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, and we'll see you in the next art video. Bye-bye.